Whew. Welcome back, everyone. My name is. Let's know what's that in there. My name is Daryl EXK. This is the Stellar Constellation. Welcome again. It has been a long while since I last streamed. A lot of real life stuff has happened. I apologize for that. Today we should finally be finishing up Justice for All. It looks like we're about to do the final trials last part. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, that's new. I don't remember that being there. How did I get into this mess? That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. We're doing this again? What have I done wrong? Can't allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a defense attorney. Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title. Now, I do know that there is a bat. I've had this dream before, someplace some time ago. As if this day was written into my destiny. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. Hello, Hazel Kate. How are you? Now, I do know that there's a bad ending to this, so I am going to have to make a separate save later on. You're good? I'm doing fine. I just got off of work recently, so now just playing this game, trying to finish it up. Thank you for asking. Steel Samurai, my beloved. There's an autoplay button now. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? Cool, just finished some projects and found the channel. Ah, nice. I hope you enjoy watching. If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life's riding on today's verdict, too. Now listen up. You better get in guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. Phoenix. Yeah. You're loving that this game is your favorite? Hell yeah. Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Yeah, what? What am I supposed to do? Did I try the new, I'm guessing that's Black Ops 7? I have not. I have not played it yet, no. Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of the times when you have to force your biggest smiles. But, can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. Tried the news on Millet's fire? I'll look into it. It's that accursed and guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore, I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Gumshoe. I'm really sorry. Where are you? Me, I need you to get out of this show. They let me join the investigation team, and we're chasing the killer, pal. Can you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. We're not gonna give up. I'm sure. Till the trial's over. Till the verdict is handed down. We're gonna do everything we can to find the killer. We can get Maya out, then you can get in guard the guilty verdict in service, pal. That's true. I could do that if they find Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Have to make the trial last longer? If you go out, Mr. Edgeworth, with everything you got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we got, just like you. Why don't you add any custom stuff on the channel, like overlays and logo banner? I am working on that. I have people working on making stuff. But for right now, I'm just streaming the stream, you know? Got it. Thanks, Kumshu. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. Lol. You're an artist too, so you can help if you want. I'll leave that avenue open, but I do have stuff, people already making stuff. Hey, look at that very innocent plant in the background. Wrong plant. Charles is my goat. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. I had to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. Charles is a murderer? You're wrong. Die, die, missile barrage. Tell us, 9-year-old, by the way. Court is now in session for the trial of Mountain Guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion on Mr. Angard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing Nico Samurai's costume. A 9-year-old's on trial? No, but a 9-year-old is being possessed by a dead spirit. The guilt of these actions are from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying that she is guilty after all. I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? Looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, one Cordy was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matangar. What a surprising turn of events. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. Why'd she have to die? We could have had smart children. I'm gonna need you to choose your next words carefully. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? What do you mean she's my experts carefully? She's dead? You know exactly what I meant. You think you're slick. Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please. You don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. But I'm just kind of nothing sort of a guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify what you went to Mr. Angard's room. Okay, sure. I love giving willpowers the Asgore voice. After the awards, Mori, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in Nickel Samurai's costume. Will needs a break? Yeah, he fucking does. At least he's not the client this time, and he's just a bystander. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. It's me! I'm the guest! It's me! Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Power's testimony. And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Ngard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy, what are you implying? He's the killer. Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another 60 situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right? Yeah. Ooh. The update's nice, and now it gives me how many buttons there are. I don't like that. Change to story mode where everything, including solving cases, will proceed automatically. That's disgusting. Why'd they make that? Why'd they make that? That's disgusting. The defendant's room. Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother sort of. And I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright. What is it? You're going to try to trick me to a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time. Witness. I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry. So you went into the defendant's room. And then? Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? That's a good one. Are you sure that was Vanguard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the Nickel Samurai mask. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing, standing in front of his own room? Imagine if I lost points for that. I would cry. Imagine the game telling you that you need to stall for time. In the first instance of you doing so, you get penalized. I'd cry. At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice from the tree. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Oh, yeah, but didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Why was that? How did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. Let me see if I can raise the volume on this. It feels like... What do you mean this is max volume? This doesn't sound right. Huh. I guess that is the max volume now. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah. The bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Tip? That's a perfectly normal thing to do. In America. So, how long did the two of you watch? How long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. You gave up on a conversation after 2 minutes? So who are these guests you're talking about? SpongeBob looking around at the wanted posters scene. You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it'd be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my secret soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is probably like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making a racket in a hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. 2 minutes is a long time? Toohoo! Oh no. Oh no. I actually have to... Okay, here we go. Alright, so let's get looking right here. Okay, so what can we do here? Guard quarters, the hall, the lobby. Yeah. That's new. Yeah, fair enough. Let me try that again. Yeah, the voices are different now. Oh my god. He gave the bellboy a tip. That was new. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... you know, I did feel something was weird. I think it was because Matt... Well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah, yes, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? This is Bellboy. He wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Yeah. I'm gonna keep that damage token because I feel like that was a necessary aha moment to have. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pitcher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was. But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of us was most shopping more to ask about. The face. What was so shocking about the boy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old gramps. I hope you know that your determination towards old men is a no-no in my court. No, that's not what I meant at all. In the smack middle of this guy's face, there was a line of stitches. A line of stitches? Yeah, it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost like that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out. He was there, and in Guard's house. He was that butler. What is it, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. So that means Guard was talking with the killer then. That fact would be exposed. Guard would be declared guilty in a blank. Phoenix, you had to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. Yes, Chief. Sure you don't have anything to say, Mr. Wright? Huh? What did you just say, Mr. Honor? Nothing, Mr. Wright. Nothing. We're just going around in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that which may be a little too much, I think. A little too much? Could you please clarify for the court about how much you would like to say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Hey, yo, me tipping my bellboys like that? Oh, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Ooh. Gotta keep that one. Oh wait, there's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, who can argue that a fat roll of money isn't really odd? So, supposing this roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Juan Cordia. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Oh, hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to swear my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelly the killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelly the killer? He is the person the police's special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I am certain the person the witness saw in this was this very assassin, Shelly the killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head, and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Please tell us what you saw. Yes, sir, right away. The second time. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Cordia's room. Now I think about it, that bellboy isn't kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much. That is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly the killer. Then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room, and that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That'd be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. Ha, 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 ha. This is no laughing matter. I mean, what can you do but laugh? And what time was that? Ah, well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to the match room pretty soon after that. And then I came back. And I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 by that time. You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry. Thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. Are you sure it's the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. Ugh. I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking about Matt. So which room did the bell come out of? The victim's rooms, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? So what exactly was out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? And because I have no idea what I'm damaging things gonna say next? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. Good vibes? Thank you, Mori. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I, Mr. Powers, teach me slide or? I bet pull a fast one. I love the emotes. There's something strange or unusual about empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness' previous statement be supplemented with this new one. Edgeworth. Are you going to do whatever you can to make this bellboy look suspicious? I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please? Yes, sir. So you're saying that the suspicious trying to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. If we can come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come up empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another drop of the court record. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure. Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief. What the fuck? Well, I guess the thief and the assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it'd be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one.
Objection!
That is a crazy objection. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and... So? A baseball has stitches. Are you saying that all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well, there's also, about him being empty-handed. I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass next to Mr. Cordia's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Cordia's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. But that would mean the bellboy had seen and left the dead body in the room. But can you prove that Mr. Cordia was already dead at the time? Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness. Isn't there one more thing you'd like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed. Or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah. I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy. He was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah. Pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry. It slipped my mind. Boy, does this make this bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. Can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That boy was wearing black leather ones. So, a football is made of leather. You saying that all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? Ugh. But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant, and then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. Ugh. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh yes, please tell us more. Okay. Gene Smega, you can't do that twice in a row. He did, and he will, and he did. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, I went into the bathroom and back to my seat. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, went to the defendant's room. Yeah, kinda saw that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. I'm surprised you weren't killed. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Only having one knock isn't that bad. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? But, excuse me. Maybe a poor underpaid extra stalker. But even I wouldn't stoop to spy. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye, and sort of a sneaky spy light. I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. I said, hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. Yeah. So who took this bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm. And you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. Well, it was Mr. Ngard's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Ngard himself, I'd say. And then, what did the bellboy do after that? Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room thing... Try that again. He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was this something? If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't have been calling it something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. Ads. Let's go. While the ad playing, I'm going to take a snack. This trial is kind of really fucking funny already. Ads are over, and we're back in business. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of sorts to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all he could really see was the person's arm. Yes, it was all just like that. Mr. Edgeworth? Is this really all that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is the utmost important. This is when whatever it was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was that bellboy handed off. Well, let's see. I think it was... No. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. A statue? Yeah, I'm kind of like at one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know? Looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm going to have to come up with whatever this statue thing is and show it to him. You're going to have to trust your instinct on this one and take a chance, Phoenix. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue for your testimony. Did the bellboy after that? So, my gut is telling me that it's this. Oh, it's wooden. So it would be a stat. Okay. We'll put a note on that. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Engard's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall and went in there, and who's after that, right? I do. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? You saw something else? There was this jury alien with a ray gun. It was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Power's testimony just now is as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. It is a wooden statue, right? That objection, holy shit. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. It was me, Your Honor. What is this, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please put it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers. That's something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright. You really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matt and Guard's mansion. At the defendant's house. What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelly the killer assassinated Juan Cordy in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found at Mr. Engard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Engard is the killer's client. Order. I said order. Mr. Wright. This is the most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah? Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that you knew about it too. I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we get overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. What question point would you like to explore further? Because we know it doesn't matter who received the bear. It was at his house. Mr. Power's testimony was pretty much spot on. This is the only answer. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. The bear? Mr. Wright. This was found in Mr. Guard's mansion. However, Mr. Guard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh. I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mr. Engard who took this bear to this mansion. Why, that's very true. You had to consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. You, possessor of earth, bitch. You haven't got the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Guard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Can't believe it. That butler. All this time he was the killer. The killer and Guard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding in Guard Mansion as its butler. But what a bold move. The bear figurine was brought to Mr. Guard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, and Guard had him do so. I assume because he would have been bad had the police had found it during the investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else. Let's save. What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to... I plan to expose a clearly shaky place in Mr. Power's testimony. What? There's still another one? There is indeed, Your Honor. And it's quite a questionable point. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, can't have that. Alright then, Mr. Wright. What about questionable point would you like to explore further? All of that didn't matter. Okay. Bear. I mean, that's the only other shaky piece of evidence, because, like, he didn't see who got the bear, or even if it was the bear. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the persons of the room. Sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure if... Ah! What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're gonna scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. Remember who took the bear? Was it Adrian or our guard? What? Really? I mean, I only saw his... I only saw his arm. But the arm... It was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it. You've got to be kidding. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order. Looks like you've dug your own grave yet again. How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And, as we all know, Metin Guard is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all that clearer. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear was figuring at the defendant's mansion, as well who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Metin Guard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I'll now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out like this way. After all, my truth has been stated as the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Yeah. I object, fuck you. Well, do I? What should I do? Yeah. there's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I left is this dirty trick. Your Honor, right now, we have these 2 reasons to believe that my client is the assassin's client. Reason number 1, accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number 2, the very same figurine was found in Guard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client. Yes. Tisk, tisk. Is that all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let us hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client, and therefore the real murderer? I mean, the only other person could be Adrian Andrews, because, like, she's the manager. Adrian Andrews? Yes. We already know that she tried to frame Matt and Guard for the crime. By wearing a spherical costume. Ah. Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw. That could have very well been Miss Andrews. But what about Mr. Guard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. Guard's mansion, it was well laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, can anyone tell Guard did it? I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. This isn't something petty, it's murder of all things. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. Order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer specifically bring that bear to Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls a witness who will clear us all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. I see. Well then, the court will take a 10-minute recess. Prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt on Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick. Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. A really strong power? Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging with it, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Phew, that's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? Figure out where the killer might are? We don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. We just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I gotta keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our help for naught? A 10! Huh? A 10? I can see a circus 10. Mia! Looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I can see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe, is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal. The very big Oh my god. Maya is someone within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey. Draw a circle on that map. About 300-foot radius of the main tent. Hurry. And? I can see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, it was just a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. I felt like I was in an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her. An office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your bird's battery die, okay, pal? Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Courts will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to this client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will be provided us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Apparently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You have seen it before? That's right. It's only natural the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten to the court this bear's secrets? Alright. Why does she... Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes. Looks to me deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. Let me begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. A puzzle? That's right. It looks like an ornate figurine. Sure enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is that exactly? So you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 over again. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when I was from a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you. That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it'd be perfect for one. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue your testimony. So, who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. But this looks like it can easily be broken, especially if someone wanted to get what's inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same once it's been broken. Who else knows that this bear is like a small container or a jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as one never told anyone either, then only the two of us know. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Guard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get to now. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there's only one very important fact we've uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we have to go on to find out next. Witness? Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews as she solves the puzzle. Oh. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? No. Is that the fucking will? Is that the suicide note? What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess what this is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? The suicide note by one Korea's former manager, Celestine Bax. Until now, no one knew its whereabouts. But just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Cordia himself. It seems Celeste Impax has very beautiful handwriting, and she has just as beautifully signed her own name on the document. This is most definitely the note she left before she committed suicide. Oh, order! Witness! Did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to proceed to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of that note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste's impacts left us a record to all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by a guard. About being engaged to Cordia and guard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. And that's all Miss Impact had to say. There's one thing I'd like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard. Then, what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, one was going to make the contents of this note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word. That Engard had values above else is refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. It's Engard's fault the woman killed herself. And this time, he even went as far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible. What a selfish person. I guess there are slime ball lawyers out there who will defend creeps too. There is no room for doubt here. Mr. the Killer's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. And the only person who needed this note badly was the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note was found at the defendant's house. It seems we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserved no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? She hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I had to carry on by some more time. Okay. There are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! The suicide note or the figurine, which one of these should I pursue? I'm gonna say the figurine because the note is very clear cut. The figurine could be like, oh, Miss Adrian Andrews put it in there herself. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Cordia. At the request of his client, of course. So what's your point, Mr. Wright? I don't think it's possible that Mr. the Killer's client was Matt Engard. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell just by looking at this bear's really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt Engard thought this note was inside the bear are 0 to none. You know, that's a good point. I hate how we're defending a killer, but that's a good point. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought of it was rather strange. After all, there is no reason why Mr. Engard would ever want a jewelry box like this. Order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with my wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. Just that. This is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt and Guard and the victim both thought the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, one Cordy, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt and Guard. Order. Order. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You... Don't tell me you knew your client's spying activities. Well... Sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you were confused, Mr. Wright. You were probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were on this camera. Matt and Guard's fingerprints were on there. Well, Phoenix, looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Guard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy? Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so, nasty. Hey, Nix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what we're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a child work? I know it seems like Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. And I had to be the one to figure it out. Oh boy. Something he should investigate. I really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded. I'm not remembering to look into the item when you have the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Alright, so I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure that out? This still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Well, yeah, Edgy can't think for himself. That is incorrect. That is rude. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. We're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. My guess is the transmitter or Celeste's photo. Fuck. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed. But I think the item that should be examined is the defense's gray matter. Whoops. Mr. Wright, after this trial is over, I would like to see you in my chambers. I think there are a few things we need to discuss. Yes, Your Honor. If you're going to speak, at least use your brain to make something intelligible. So you're telling me I forgot something. I'm just stalling. Yes, but even Mia said something's up. I'm so silly and wrong. I mean, out of all the new evidence, we're talking about the bear. This is only going to make me worse. Is it this? This impacts suicide note, right? Who knows? Phoenix, the fuck do you mean who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside the bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note is yet to be analyzed. Oh. So, as whether this pivotal piece of evidence is really written by missed impact or not, this is yet to be even remotely confirmed. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting. Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. You kind of right? Kill yourself. Stop that. Stop that. Don't do that. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame that guard. I didn't know such thing. Right. You're going to prove that pronounce this suicide note a fake. Then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap dust paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? Yes, as the defense has stated, the handwriting is yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we reached a point where a verdict is impossible. Impossible. It's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over at one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make another day. I didn't want us to do this, but I don't have a choice. Request that both prosecution and defense further investigate. That That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. And guard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty, 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 guilty! What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello? Gumshoe? What is with him? That sign. Where's mine? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say, but I'm sorry. I wish there was someone I could make up to you. I really do. Anyways, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. Just a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have anywhere. Guilty! Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I am about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you've got to buy some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. Sorry, Your Honor, but I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend the proceedings until tomorrow. This time, I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. Can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. These lawyers are fucking dumb. Bro, this game is just kangaroo court. Come on now. Please, Your Honor. Very well. The prosecution's request. This court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Ooh, oh my god, this is stressful. Right, well, what's going on with my situation? The killer, looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Ugh. Report. Ah, is it Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have the time to spit it out. Right. Looks like we just missed them, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident and rushed to get away. A few things. Can we use any of them as evidence? Ho ho ho! I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now. I'm on the way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the Prime Lab first. We don't have the time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped their stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, but I got to put the law on hold for now, pal. Sounds bad. But isn't getting too much trouble. The hunk of my junk car, I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Oh, alright. Just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every oh my. Items by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. He fucking crashed because he was running red lights. Oh my god. Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. No one can stop me. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken, and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items, what do they do? The police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, there's a way we can find out where he is, and we can stand a chance. Why, oh why did Gumshoe have to get into accident now? Is there any way to find out where exactly he is at this moment? There's a way. That's right, there's a way. We're using Nia. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Okay, it wasn't Mia. Is it the radio? Right, we're not in the middle of a mock trial here. Is there something wrong? What is it? I don't have the right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. What I'm doing now. Ugh, bad break. I got the wrong item. But what I'm doing right now, I'm pinning the guilt on someone else totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears, whether you did your job well or not. That can only be seen as after the verdict has been decided. The verdict. Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Okay, so I know in this part I needed to make a save because apparently there's a bad ending to this. So we're gonna get the good ending, and I'll get the bad ending on my own time. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we've discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? This was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Cordia. Mr. Cordia? Well, looks like Miss Impact never let us know that at all. She never wrote anything about Engard. However, wait a minute, that's kind of fucked. Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that this is real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. His theory that Engard has no idea the suicide note is fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. The defense believes that the theory of prosecution stated contradicts his... Let's try that again. The defense believes that the theory that the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything that the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Engard to have not known this is a fake. Because he's been spying. What is this little item called again? Video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right. A camera. Oh, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Engard knew the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note. So the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation is certainly changed to a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory is that Mr. Engard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engard has been monitored Mr. Cordia 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Engard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the void in an unknown place? Order. Mr. Edgeworth. Looks like this time, it is you who has dug your own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured. It came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard of the results of this handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engard motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering? That's not like him at all. Unusual. Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and all the question of who was it that hired Shelly the killer to commit the murder. That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelly the killer. Oh, Mr. the killer. Wait! Shelly the killer? You mean the killer? I mean, the assassin. Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here. It's the witness stand. Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I'll ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is that alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way for us to ask? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. Very good, sir. My name is Shelly the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will not testify to this court. Yeah, that's the murderer. He has Maya kidnapped. And he's had that radio kind of the entire time, actually. As long as we do not trace it to its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really the killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelly the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied this man is indeed Shelly the Killer. Looks like we have run into another expected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There's one thing I'd like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Concordia. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Cordia. Now that we have entered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a very bad dream. Yes, a very bad dream. Shelly the Killer, what is he going to say? There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is not a hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. I mean, this trust between his clients and himself thing. It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming from next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Is that a robot? Close. Hi, Lavinia. How are you? This is an assassin who has our assistant kidnapped, who is now a witness. Oh, buddy, look at those points. Any wrong move and I'm dead. We can hear everything you have to say later. Good, what about you? And there seems a lot going on in this trial. Yeah, The finals of this game seem to get, like, of each Ace Attorney game get wild. And I'm doing pretty well. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry. Go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. It's only because you know my situation. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast, efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew about my face, it'd be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner. This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must reserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. Bro, you just told them that your client is being accused of murder. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough. Please, no more. Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyways. It seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is the trespass that cannot be forgiven. You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge just had better watch himself. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. What? I still have a few things I have to say before I do. That egomaniacal. It's not so good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Just try to calm down a little. It's important to try to understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Oh, I actually have to fight. Okay. Did I miss something? Nothing. New stuff. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. Person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation to a client who can understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone. Do you think you can understand my logic? This keeps just getting better and better. You can't. Then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe you are ready. Excellent. What is it? Now that I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Juan Cordia? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. What? Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier. Righto, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I should know my client. It is Adrian Andrews. What? Now I'm confused. This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that the killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience at this court, the killer told him a different name. Matt and Guard, perhaps? I know it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You Shelly the killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt and Guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help the procurer's acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definite of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. The killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Mattengard is innocent. It seems I have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews immediately. Right now. With the way this is going, I'm gonna be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah. But Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And then Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness was absolved that defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution must further question the witness. Shelly the killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all just one big lie. Miss Andrews. The suicide note may have been a fake. But that man, that he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death. It was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now. You had to believe me. It was horrible, horrible lie. But the killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and the button, donning the Nickel Samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste's impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two of who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. Hey, no, Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask that the defendants for any final words or opinions. I had to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? mean... I'm gonna request it continues. Because maybe that's the bad ending right there. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept the not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Mountain Guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Engard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, in your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question the killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But the witness has cleared his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through the witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with the killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has the verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you need from me is the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done. But what shall we have him testify now? Hold on. Bless myself. Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian introduces my client. However, hello Snorlax fan, the Jaxbox Gamer. How are you today? One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did deframed another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew about the pervading getting that Jordan Cordy was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client has broken the rules. This is the most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now? However, this time everything has finally been reviewed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. We still have to cross-examine to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. He's if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What the witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes two of us. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness. About requesting it. About requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. I'm not thinking... Mr. Wright. Yes? Shut up, you. You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor? Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty! Witness, let's continue. Why do you disclose the name of your client? They're your client, are you not? That man said, I want you dead. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective in my job. Yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? I'm doing good, go by Snorlax, by the way. Oh, it's nice to meet you, Snorlax. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card? So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and to even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he is being truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying that most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of using your services, ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one in trial here? From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really the truth. It's odd. See, that's weird, because I remember a while back, the trial was about the fact that this wine glass was not a part of the crime scene. So what do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around the scene of the crime is pretty risky. Why would someone was requested a murderer go to the crime scene anyways? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Guard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is to be my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else to take your fall. And that's all you have to say to justify. Yes, and I pray that I will never be called again to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue. I must, as I have yet to find the person to take my place, and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No. I'm fine. Really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are we gonna do now, Phoenix? All we can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that would be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is that I can't let this trial end yet. So yeah, that... This one, the game kind of made it clear that it's not true. And we know that this piece of evidence was used as, hey, Adrian messed with it because this was never here. Yeah. I remember now. Because when we were here, we were talking about the fact that she said that she made herself a glass, which means she opened up that bottle. Hey, it worked. I was correct. For once. Wow. That doesn't usually happen. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that John Cordy had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Cordy had only fainted, which is why the glass of the teenagers was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never... Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point, Mr. Edgeworth. What is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it such a waste of time to ask such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyways, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Agent Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have known the knowledge of Mr. Cordy's death. If not, then that can only mean that Agent Andrews was never your client at all. That is just a box. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Question. Phoenix. To kill it figures out what we're up to. We're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyways, I am positive there's a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items to kill us behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. This request came to me, about a week ago. I was requested to see my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That has occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. I forgot most of this case because I played it a while ago. This is my first time playing it. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting someone's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. God, I have so low HP. One week ago. Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. when you request my services, Mr. Attorney. I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client at this time has a very specific date and time in mind. Specific date and time. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? So what are these suspicions you had, and why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. Huh? Huh? The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear she's figurine in Juan Cordy's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. And said that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him first to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all. That is correct. And if I had nothing to jump that night, I would have known where the bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Yeah? The testimony just has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of this bear figurine. Huh? Why is I so quiet? Mr. Wright. I think all of us already do that. Oh, really? Witness, please testimony continue from his testimony. Can you and I try that again? It sure is crazy. Ads are older. Let's try that again. I went back and chose the other option. Want to kill her sounds plausible, but in the end, it's just as conjecture. No, Your Honor. I don't think it's very important. Well then, witness, please continue. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course, I did. What was that? What was that brief pause? Witness, I'd like to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That is because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else, and the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking at them in the eye. Mr. Wright? Was that testimony just now of any importance? Yes? Of course it was very important, Your Honor. Mr. DeClare had met his client before the murder, and it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? Well, I guess so. You see? It's just as I said. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to believe in here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, the witness please continue. That is what occurred. I just my memory. I believe I've made no mistakes. So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. What a delicate balance. So, we're just gonna go through all the points again. I'm gonna try that again. The bear. The testimony just now has made one thing clear. That is... the bear. The bear. The bear. The bear. The last time I chose very important, so not important. Why we use his clients is not important, and that it wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Andrews in person? I already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. It was only through talking with him. Huh? 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 Him? Huh? Huh? Him? It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client. It's true to say about talking not face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Yes! If I heard just I think I just heard now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe this testimony now is just of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement of just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him. Didn't you say Adrian Andrews? I'd like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar until the request of that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy? How many times have I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelly the killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. I wonder, who could he possibly be referring to? Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh! Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking the request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh, he's leaking oil! He's leaking oil! Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, how will the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes. Adrian Andrews, without a doubt, is a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unlikely for the killer. The entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What's going on? See, my guess is Matt on guard actually gave Adrian's name the entire time. That's my guess. Shelly the killer. The court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time, please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Saying this to an assassin is crazy work, by the way. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. You just said you never do that. There have been times when I took a job without having to meet my client. The request was for the murder of one courtier and 2 or 3 small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. Didn't you just say... So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Because I'm pretty sure you just said you don't do that. But didn't you just say you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, okay, come on now. Let's stop with the game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest of voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger with just harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave one, like present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. Killer has met this client? No? I don't. Sorry, Your Honor. Fortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Your line of questioning is just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor. That is the nature of right and wrong. Rude? And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I meet each and every client, I'd lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities? On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information computers, correct? Well, I have once joined with the times, and now take requests via electronic mail. Email? Electronic mail? Due to mail it in a special insulated envelope? I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by the electronic mail is that commonly referred as email. Email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would be a parrot, hands down. Beat a parrot, hands down. So anyways, you took this job without having to meet your client, and... 2 or 3 other things. Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and got mad. Don't care. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I've said so far from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Fuck it, we ball. Witness, this is a very important matter. Get off my screen. Get off my screen. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine. Capture the assassin of the target and once find the figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And what was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Secordia's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you say into your testimony. As you wish. I found this figurine at Mr. Guard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the deal plan for the friend Mr. Guard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, you have any problems with that piece of evidence testimony? No. It's not yes. As long as I can't put my finger on this such a problem here, pressing this witness anymore will be extremely dangerous. It appears Mr. Wright has no problems. Well then, witness, please continue. So you're saying you never saw your client's face? Not even once? I did, once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine. Yes, I see. Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. Mask? The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? No, not really. What can I say? I think I can pull something what he said, but it'd be real bad if I did something that made him mad over something trivial. There are no problems with the testimony, Your Honor. We've pretty much reached the end of our rope here. Huh? Seems like we're still okay to me. And that's exactly what is so bad. At the rate we're going, we're gonna end up completely destroying the killer's lie. If we do that, you already know how serious of a situation they'll put us in. Oh yeah. All we can do now is pray that those items reach us in time. Something is bugging me. The nice part, this is a very short testimony. Yeah. Something about this is bugging me. Only Cordy knows how to open it. Yeah, wait a minute. If you gave the bear to them in person, that can't be right. That can't be right. You gave the bear, you handed them the bear. So, if it's at the, if we found it at the mansion, you're right. No. Shelly the killer. If you had really given this the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside of it. The suicide note worked too, by the way. That's interesting. She would have burned. She wanted this thing to burn it. So if she really had it, it would have never been there. But that's interesting that there was two correct answers in this game. Because from what I've seen, it's always like one. This item. I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where's everyone going? I need to pack a suitcase. Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. I was going to burn it, for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the Sunite Sun out and burned it. Order, order. They both lead to the same answer? That's very fair. Because one's just more direct. But one had the answer as well. So that's where you two were going. So by the very fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, it's impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh! Order, order, order. Ugh. Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination here clearly demonstrates something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not... That's enough. If that is your intention, there's only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please. Not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution... What has come over everyone? Even you are. The prosecution... rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is the most unusual situation. The prosecution rests with no further questions. Then, the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then, even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelly DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt and Guard, would be declared innocent. And in this place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt and Guard, to the stand. The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. Can't believe it. Yeah, if I'm not, I was in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't really truly think... I can't think of you as truly innocent and a good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear that you are innocent. Heh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Guard. What an atrocious lawyer I have. Giving his own client up like this. Not refreshing like a spring bee's crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you think? Anyways, get on it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Something tells me this is the turning point. Should I side with justice or save Maya's life? You better get in guard and good sense, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as murderer. If I say he's guilty or not guilty, either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statement on this matter. The person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, and your client, Mr. Mettengard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right? I can't do this. I have to decide something. Can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Mettengard, is... Do I save Maya, or do I go with what Maya wants? Guilty, that guy is guilty. On what grounds is he guilty, Kalen? Can you tell me real quick? I got the rope right here. Guilty, that man is guilty. I got the rope right here. So, knowing this type of game, saying not guilty will probably give me the bad ending. So I'm going to go with my heart and just say guilty. Because these type of 2000s era games, they always want you to make the moral choice rather than the choice that you should be making. He's guilty because the court plant said so. But in your words, if you can't trust one plant, you can't trust them all. So can you really believe that court plant's what he says? Why is there no music? We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Mettengard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Mettengard is... Objection! Excuse me? Francisco von Karma. You related to the Edward special? Of course. What are you doing? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside this. Is it his fucking jacket? What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there's nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside the coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains to me is the hand of my verdict. I do not believe that any any evidence presented now would change the outcome of the trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. Suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence I was left behind the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer looked at 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere amongst the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that can turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. And that's all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer pistol have anything to do this case? Yeah? Does that pistol have any relation to this case? Because the gun wasn't used. We have yet to perform a ballistic test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as sort of a memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. Probably not going to help us very much. Videotape. I put the killer tooth from the guard mansion. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Fortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah? Let's speculate this very tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. Looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the killer's no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is the bellboy's uniform. Is that the uniform from the Gateway Hotel? Was that used during this crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing these at the night of the murder. Here's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing on the uniform. A button? It was a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide some interesting clue. That is all I had to present, Your Honor. Just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure if we were under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly the killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, my question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court has all the evidence it needs to end on a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is just a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. Can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first. Making guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking for me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Vanguard. If the killer was no longer think of Vanguard as his client, then he would have to let Lion go. The rowdy rough gamer? Hello there. You can't object to this. You're here to watch me save the day. You can't object to that. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his client's boy of violence. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix. The judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, the prosecution, the judge. We've all seen the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth. It maybe will bring back the miracle in the end. There are no objections at this time, correct? No then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all just respectfully sit back and listen, kids? Excuse me. Wait, what if? Wait. I'm listening. I've already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Was one of the evidence anything video-related? It was. Mr. Wright, you to ask for such passion. I will grant you one chance. Oh, one chance. Please show your evidence to who you think the right person is. What was exactly was on it? Did we see? We did not see. No. That's impossible. To turn the situation around in one try. One try. That's all I will permit. I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking guard at the same time. No, Mr. Wright. Let's not waste any more time. Who does it show evidence to? Let's present that to the captor. That's probably the good idea, yeah. I want to say to John Doe. I see. And now, tell this court with one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. I mean, the tape. So, going off what you're saying, the tape is probably the answer, right? Because, you know, transmitter, spy camera, picture card, he values trust. What if Matt and Guard has been spying on him too? He tried to violently recover it, which means it's important. What if he's on that tape? And it shows his face. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to the witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about the speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured your 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client not to watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you were on this tape. Me. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. The bear. Your actions are being recorded. Shelly seems a respectable man. Sucks he's an assassin. He would make a respectable waiter? I mean... yeah, he would. The butler. The bellboy. Your actions are being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed such a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a time and place for you, isn't that right? Yes. There's an ad break coming soon, so I'm gonna stop here. But also, fun fact, his disguise, John Doe, it's just the bellboy's torso from the first game, and his head stapled onto it. I'm gonna have to look back at that. That's funny. Okay, well... there's no ad going on, so... yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? Also, John Doe, ironic considering the name of... considering that this name is also the name of Roblox's first test account. To be fair, John Doe is just an average, everyday name for someone who doesn't want their real name said. And there's the ad. I am in ads, so I don't think you can hear me. And that puts it there. You don't have ads for some reason? That's awkward. You might have turbo or something. I would like to know why. Why would Matt and Guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did it is might take it out of this whole mess. Well, it's obvious. If you're gonna record an assassin who wants to be hidden, you want to blackmail them. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to see who wanted to get his. Didn't trust your skills. They wanted to blackmail, obviously. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't seem to believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come on now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. He did say that, before the trial started. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you say about that, Shelly the killer? Stop spewing oil. Ugh. Oh. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use other people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? And that's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I think someone's gonna die. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job in my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item. And I'm guard as fuck. Yeah, he's cooked. I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there. Just the client and the witness and the... Miss Von Karma, where did the... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down the verdict. Someone's worried. Mr. Vanguard, looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the kill you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, let's make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may be before you. Pick not guilty, give him the satisfaction of a non-guilty verdict. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape from him now. Go on, Phoenix. Please whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Not guilty is very funny. It is the option of, yeah, you got what you wanted, buddy. Here you go. Congratulations, Mr. Vanguard. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well. This court finds the defendant Vanguard. Please, wait. What's the matter? If I get a not guilty, I'll be killed. I'm... The lady? She might still go to jail. She tampered with the crime scene. No! Oh my god. Oh my. Guilty, 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 guilty! Oh my god, he scratched himself hard. As always, looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much. We? And there goes his good looks. Fuck him. Mr. Edgeworth, how was my on guard? I have left Mr. Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. Guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. How dare you? How dare you? Where's my drink? Not both of the VTs attacking me at once. And he will be thrown in prison like a sea towel. That is insane to say, by the way. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would rather choose death, that is no concern to me. Get double teamed? No, you. Hello. Thanks for following, Snorlax. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Man, I need to reword that. How about I don't? Crazy. But after that, when I was in one of the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Oh, that's the good ending music. I did it. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I really am happy that you two were in charge of this chase. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Alright, anyways, put her in handcuffs. Send her to the slammer. Looks like everything has been resolved. Everything at last. How about get double single teamed with emotional point on the sidelines? As for myself, there are few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. But that can't be taken the wrong way and for a funny misunderstanding. You're insane. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You've got them a guilty verdict this time, but you've looked past all of that to what's really important. You now realize there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. No, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on the matter. I was going to say guilty. My client Vanguard is guilty! Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in public police custody. Really? Oh my gosh. Pearls, you're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. She's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Haha, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya is safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh, what's wrong? Miss Von Karma. Hi there. About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? Honestly, you can't help but feel bad for Pearls. She's just a kid. Yeah, yeah. Her mom helped incriminate someone for a murder. Tried to get her auntie, is it? Yeah, her aunt. Should I get her aunt arrested for something her mom helped with? And then the saving grace for Pearls is the fact that for pretty much every trial, she's had to be Mia. Yeah, that too. Like, that was just the first case too. Like, the first case, the fifth, like multiple times. Like, she's had to deal with so much shit. But Like the main saving grace is that she's like not been really awake for most of it. That's like the one saving grace. God bless the plot device of spirit channeling. Edgeworth. For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts, I use every dirty trick in the book, and still my win record remains spotless. But as a man appeared before me and stood fast against that selfish me, I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. Hey, remember the first game? Remember when he had a gun in his hand? Planning on making a Dogman Ace Attorney alternate universe at some point? That is insane. That is insane to hear. I wanna see it when you finish it. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles has words to choose his death. As well as you should have. Our prosecutor ashamed himself of defeat should crawl into the hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. Hear me out. In the first case, he plays the Officer Knight, the guy who blown up by the bomb with his dog became Dogman. In the second case, is Dogman stands in the defense's desk. That's... You're kind of cooking. You're kind of cooking. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up on like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks that person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. I assume you know the characters. You want to hear I'm putting each character as? I only know the base characters. I've not actually got a chance to see that stuff yet. I just know who you're talking about. Because I used to know it as a kid. But that was like decades ago. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We can all stretch each other for every inch. But we'll always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night. Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? Dogman's gonna be finished right. PD would be Miles Edgeworth. Little PD be up Pearls. Emma character. Big Jim would be Detective Gumshoe. And Chief would be Gada. Yeah, I think you're cooking there. You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. And Grandpa tried to be Manfred and Karma. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things that you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. You're playing at making Petey's mother, Gregory Edgeworth. That's fucked. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's why I told myself. You pathetic fool. It's fun karma. I don't want to hear that rich coming from a disgraced loser. Fun karma is someone who will just destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. That's something. Okay. So unless AU crud kills his own wife out of spite, that is... You're devious. You're devious over there. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing that she used to track the Total Gumshoe? I'll return this to the president later. There's something else. Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Why do I need to keep the whip? Okay. Oh yeah, Gumshoe is here, right? Oh, well, Francisco said that he only had minor scratches, so I think he's fine. Nick! Maya! Hey, shouldn't you, like, need food? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Screenshot. I did. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got in guard convicted, like I know you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. And we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. This is like your third time almost dying. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, even if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost would probably. That's not funny. Is it really that easy to do something like that? But thanks a lot, Meg. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, this was a little different from what I used to use a year ago. Yeah, you're fucking hungry. Alright. I think it's time to get out of this depression state. Nice. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick. Food. Grub. Chow. I'm starved. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on the bun to me. Don't say that to me. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright. So how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and get away with my gourmet food. So I decided we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! Where are we going? Where are we going? Oh. Hey, pal. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I think I hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? And it wasn't a red light that got him? He did it again, city boy. Look, my dual heart was gonna give out on me. And I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of Steel Samurai. But thanks. Oh, looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lada bought herself a new camera. Already? Well, pal, let's put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, think about it. You were the one who saved that day, detective. Huh? Me? Really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think the trial would have had a very different ending. Oh, well, you know, it's... You think Gumshoe and Big Jim would get along? Yeah, they have those vibes. Huh? Wait, that's odd. When did I run off with the things from the killer's hideout? I sure has like 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah. I'm sure I put one of these items in my coat pocket. There was a fourth item? Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. But who, boy, I tell you. You're really something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that? She shouldn't. But being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aww, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyways. Sure it's nice to finally see them both smiling again. The picture is a fourth piece of evidence, yes. What is it, Edward? This thing is picking up something up. Ah, it's one of our Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most office experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here. The tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh. Probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. Still have some work to do. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I've had fun tonight. If you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say thanks. Thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I could give him to express thanks to how I feel. A bullet. My lawyer's badge. My lawyer's badge. My lawyer's badge. What's this? It's my way of saying thanks. I see. Well, it's the thought that counts. My lawyer's badge. Guess I'm not very good at showing my appreciation thing. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Looks like Mr. Edgeworth is left, Mr. Nick. Hi, Mystic Maya? Yes, Burlo? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick. I mean... Pearly, would you cut that out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So who's paying for this lovey-dovey dinner party? If this is even need to ask. Don't say me, don't say me, don't say me, don't say Phoenix, don't say Phoenix. I want to say thank you to Nick. Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, it got me a situation like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's all on your tab. Huh? Huh? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. A little out. This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Come on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright then, if you say so. Ah! I did it. I beat the game. It really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. Well, you've been feeling a little mad lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Don't say that. Don't say that. Good game. I love it. Makes me think. I hate thinking, but it makes me think. I'm so happy that you could save Miss Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel's a public place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you. Just in case. Huh? 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 How did a 9-year-old do that? Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force again. Churchworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me anxious for my sake. Heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Stretching headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, hey, it's you. Hey. I, Maggie Bride, am retiring this uniform yesterday, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by to the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. She feels guilty because she got her husband killed. That's sad. Get this fucker off my screen. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? Yes. I'm Director Howdy. Recently? Yes. That girl, you know. I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, for even so much of an eye in her, I'd go crack. Yes. Didn't matter if I could look, though. Yes. Get this fucker off my screen, dude, I swear. Oh, Maximilian. This time begin our quest of world strikers domination, sweetie. And to let them know we're serious, we're going to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey, Max. What do Zimbabwe's like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies that can talk? No. I think there are anything talking bunnies. Even they won't laugh at Mo's jokes. Rude. I liked Maximilian's one. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more commentary with my humor. Mo's curls will represent. We got a new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah Circus. Chorus. Say something, will ya? You're supposed to be starting this off. Get on with it. Adrian? What's this? Just an ordinary electronic razor tree touching around. I can't believe this. Really? How did the clinic make me do this? But it was Edge's idea. It was me to set up a deep hidden meeting. But I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like what? Oh, I'm not doing this anymore. No, is that it? Oh, there she is. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Richard did for me there. Oh, that's right. I should learn from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. I'm glad she had a good ending. It's become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I'll take a short leave of absence. If you request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Okay, I blow up. March 23rd, International Departures, Gate 12. Who's this for? Where are you going, Francisco? How did you know I was here? What's this? That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. He only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off the things from the Dakota's hideout, I was so sure I took 4 things from the total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Ugh, right. You were supposed to give me the whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take revenge on you arrived. If I can win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. Interesting. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away what I've been into today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. You say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path. Then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. She's crying, oh god. I'm Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Crazy how we only get that at the end of the game. I'm sure we'll meet again in the battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this 4th piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Let me see it. That's neat. What a good ending. Yeah, we did it. Oh boy, 3-hour stream. I'd like to thank everyone who was there watching. It means a lot to me. I'm back. Next stream will be Friday for Kirby Air Riders. I want to play Kirby Air Riders, but I can't stream tomorrow. So I will not. Don't fucking ad break me here. Who do you think you are? I'm going to send everyone off to a friend of mine who is currently streaming. And I hope everyone has a good day. Ending and raid. Once again, everyone, thank you for being here. I hope you all had a good time watching, had a good day, and I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you and see you Friday.